Hi, this is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. The topic I'm going to talk to you today about is the SWV Xscape Queens of R&B episode 1. It started off with the backstory of the girls talking about SWV was formed in 1991. And they got started and they had 5 platinum albums and stuff, and they started off and when they first got discovered, they started off and they got their first record deal and stuff like that. And then it went to Xscape, where Xscape said that they were friends as teenagers. At first, it was Tiny and Tamika, and then Tiny and Kandi, and then they met up with Tamika, and then Tamika told them that she had a sister named Tosh, and so they all decided to sing in a group together and stuff like that. And they said sold 3 platinum albums. And stuff like that, and but SWV did win Grammys and stuff like that. Xscape had won like Soul Train Award a couple of years ago, and it's some more awards lately. But early in their career, they were just known for their music and stuff. And so after that, they showed Kandi. They showed Kandi in the studio, listening to some unreleased music, and then Tiny walked in, and Tiny asked her what she was doing, and she said, "Well, I'm listening to some unreleased music." She said, "Ooh, that sound good. That sound good." She said, "Why don't you release it?" She said, "Well, I was thinking about it." She said, "Well, I was thinking about also remixing Hips and Body." And so she said, "Oh yeah, you're gonna remix Love's Hips and Body?" She said, "Yeah." And then right after that, Tamika came in, and then Tamika said, "What y'all doing?" She said, we listening to songs, unreleased songs and stuff." And so she said, "Ooh, that sound good, Kandi. That sound good." And the next thing you know, they were sitting down, and then so Kandi said, "I was surprised by that group text that you did, Tamika." And then Tiny said, "I was surprised too. I had to laugh. And she said, "Yeah, y'all was going back and forth, you and Tosh." She said, "Yeah, Kandi, I didn't like the fact that we were stuck in our trailers before the concert, and Tosh left and stuff. She didn't even come back to check on us, Kandi, to see how she was doing and stuff like that." And then so Tiny said, "I talked to your sister Tamika, and she said that you tried to body shame her during the text." And she said, "No, Kandi, did I body shame her? I didn't body shame her." And then Kandi said, "Well, no, but you did say something." Then Tiny said, "Yeah, you told her that she said anybody could kiss her butt, and you said if she had a butt to kiss." And she said, "That is body shaming." And then Tamika said, "Kandi, is that?" Kandi said, "Well, it kind of is." And then Tiny said, "It is body shaming. You know your sister." And she said, "You know your sister." And then they showed a flashback where Tosh was saying she was always considered a fat girl in the group and stuff like that. And then so after that, well, like I said, in a way, after I kind of looked at it a second time, at first I was like Kandi. I was saying, "No, she didn't body shame her." But then after I looked at it a second time on my DVR, I said, "Well, it is kind of shade and fat shaming at the same time." But anyway, it switched to the next scene, and the next scene was let me give you some water right quick. Switched to the next scene, and the next scene was SWV rehearsing for the tour and stuff. And then after they did their rehearsals, their manager said they did good. They had a break, and then they sat down. And then after they sat down, the manager said that he was over there discussing stuff with Xscape's management and team, and then they're all on one accord, and they want to do the tour. And so they were saying, "Yeah, we want to do the tour too." And then Todd said, "We all need to get together, and we all need to get together and discuss and discuss how the tour is gonna go. They said, yeah, we need to get together and meet with the girls, see how the tour is gonna go. Then it switched to the next scene, and the next scene was Tamika at her house, and Tamika was telling Tamika said that she had met her husband years back, and he was a bodyguard of R. Kelly. He used to be a bodyguard of R. Kelly. They've been together for so many years. She got 2 children. She got 2 daughters. And then so after that, she told her husband that she had talked to her sister, Las Vegas concert and stuff like that. And he was saying, oh, y'all hadn't talked a while. She said, what about stuff with the group? And she said, yeah, I'm supposed to be meeting later with the groups. That's what's on my agenda and stuff. That I'm supposed to be meeting later with the group. And the next thing you know, switched to the next scene. And the next scene was I need a little bit more water. And then the next scene was Tiny at her house with her kids. Tiny talking about she got 5 houses and 7 kids, and she was talking about she was in a part of the house, and she was trying to make some smoothie drinks and some drinks for the kids and stuff. And she asked her youngest daughter, Eris, how does she like it? And Eris said, it tastes all right, it ain't that good. And so she left out. And next thing you know, Tamika was coming in. Tamika said, what's going on? You got all these houses. I can't really see where I'm going. So I'm in here. So she came up in there. And she said, girl, what's going on? And she said, yeah. I just came to find out what's going on. What we gonna do in the group and stuff. And she said, yeah, Kandi's supposed to be here in a few minutes, and we're supposed to be talking about what's going on with the tour and stuff like that, and how we're going to do the tour and stuff like that. So Kandi walked in, and Kandi asked her, what y'all doing? She said, well, I'm making some drinks for y'all. Kandi said, I don't drink. And then so they said, well, did you get a chance to talk to Tosha about what she going to do and stuff? And she said, no, Tosha ain't here. She said, well, we got to talk about this. She got to talk about this. She said, well, I don't know. She said, I'm supposed to meet up with Tosha later on. My mama called me over there and we want to come to visit. She said, well, Kandi said, well, we shouldn't be discussing nothing, not unless Tosha's here, not unless Tosha's here. And she said, well, look like we're going to have to table this meeting for another time. That's what Kandi said. And then Kandi said, ooh, I might need a drink too. And then switch to the next scene. And the next scene was Tosh showing her, telling her husband about what had went on at the thing and stuff like that. And he was saying, well, what you want to do? She said, well, make me not even want to be in the group no more. This stuff going on with me and Tamika. And she had a whole lot of people around her. I don't know why she needed me to be there. She had other people there, security and other stuff like that, and stuff like that. He said, well, what you want? She said, well, I'm going to try. We're supposed to be having a meeting, and I go to the meeting to see what it's about. And so next thing you know, it switched to the next scene, and the next scene was Todd saying that she really don't like she only be in Atlanta because they touring and they have a thing, but they've been going worldwide. They've been going worldwide. They've been doing their own little separate tours, and she was saying even though they were doing their little separate tours, it was like the verses helped them out a whole lot. And then it switched to Lily, and Lily was there, and she was cooking breakfast, and then her older sister came over, and then her older sister told her, you cooking breakfast? She said, yeah, I'm making it professional. She said, come on, let's cook breakfast together. She said, that's why I don't like you cooking breakfast, cause you be spilling stuff. I think Lily kind of accidentally spilled a egg or some juice or something on the counter, and they had to pick it up and that throw it. And so what it is, she was talking about her sister took care of her when she was a teenager after their mama had passed away, and she was saying that was her older sister, and they've been friends, not friends. They've been sisters forever, and they real close and stuff like that because she the older sister. And then after that, it switched to the meeting, and they had a meeting at this restaurant, and Taj had invited all the ladies, and Kandi had showed up, and she looked good. Lily and Coco showed up, and what you call was the last person to show up, Taj, Tosha, and then so they would say, what we want to do, what we want to do for the thing, and then Coco say, well, we're gonna be the main event, the main group, and stuff. And I know headliners, that's what they call it. We're gonna be the headliners. And then Kandi kind of rolled her eyes, and then Tamika said, "Huh, what?" She said, "Yeah, we gonna be the headliners and stuff like that." She said, "Well, I got some ideas too." And then she said, "Yeah." And then so Kandi said, "Yeah, it need to be big. It need to be big and exciting. We have a lot of stuff going on." And then so Tamika said, "Well, I thought of this. I thought Kandi should come out first, and then Coco would come up under her, and then me and the other girls would come singing the background stuff. And then so Todd said, "Ooh, that's nice. We can do it like that. And then Todd said, "What's wrong, Tosha?" She said, "You mighty quiet over there. You ain't saying what's wrong." Well, before we start any kind of tour, we got some internal issues we need to discuss. And then Coco said, "What internal issues?" And then Todd said, "What kind of internal issues?" She said, "We don't have no internal issues." She said, "Well, it's an issue between me and my sister." And then Coco said, "Well, you know, we don't get along all the time, but when it come down to making this money, we squash all of that and come on and make this money, and then we go back to where it was." And then so Tamika said, "Well, I thought we could discuss that later." And then Tasha gonna say, "Before we got into it, we got to discuss this. And they said, "Okay," and then the meeting ended. And then the next thing you know, they showed the scene where Tamika was going to meet her mama and Tosha at her mama's house. Her mama hugged her and greeted her and stuff. It was Tamika and her daughter driving up and stuff. And then so her mama said, "Well, you disrespected your old sister by saying what you said in them texts and stuff. You supposed to respect your sister, and you supposed to listen to your sister." I'm looking at Tamika's mama didn't even give Tamika enough chance to say nothing. She just started talking and jumping on Tamika and stuff. Don't even let the girl explain her stuff. And then she gonna tell her that she need to listen to what Tosha was saying. And she was saying she felt that Tosha should have been there for her. Tosha could have been concerned about her, stayed there to see was she all right, and she didn't. And Tosha, well, you had lots of people, you had security. And then Tamika say, "By you being my sister, I thought you were going to want to stay back and see what was going on, how I was doing and stuff." And then so she said, "Well, yeah, y'all need to get on, y'all need to get on and get off of this stuff and get on." And she said, "Well, yeah." And then her mom say, Tamika, you need to keep on. You need to just, like I said, you just disrespected your sister, and now you just." And she said, "No, y'all stole my money." And they said, "What? Stole your money?" Said, "Yeah, y'all stole my $30,000. Tosha and Rocky, they stole my money." And they said, "Ain't nobody stole your money." She said, "Yes, they did steal my money." And mom told me, "Now you need somebody. You need to be humble and stuff." And then in one breath, she was telling the girl she need to be humble and stuff. And then the next breath, she was telling the girl she beat her tail. Next thing you know, she stopped the cameras, told the cameras to stop. And I said to myself, "Woo." Tasha mama remind me of so many people that be in the church that try to use the Bible and manipulate people. Not all of them, but some people. But anyway, it was after that. After she got out the cameras, next thing you know, they was outside. And Tasha was still saying, Tamika was still saying the same thing, that Tasha stole her money. And then the show went off. Like I say, the first episode was good. I'll do another video on the second episode. But Tasha mama was getting on my nerves. This is A. What's that? Ain't you tells it like a T.I. is. I am out.